going on, everybody? Grim Repair here. Today I'm going to show you how to change the brake pads on a 2017 Nissan Altima. I'll also have a video on the rear pads. I'll link it up here when that one's uploaded. First thing I'm going to do is pop the hood. And we're going to loosen the lid on the master cylinder. Tools you're going to need are a 14mm, a 13/15 to take the lug nuts off, flathead screwdriver, caliper grease, brake parts cleaner, and a way to compress the brake pistons, and a jack and jack stands. We're going to jack the vehicle up. Put a jack stand under there. Use a flathead screwdriver to pull off the hubcap. Take off all 5 lug nuts. We're going to turn the wheel to make it easier to get to the caliper bolts. Remove these 2 bolts here. It's a 14mm. We're going to slide the caliper up out of the way. You want to pay attention to how these clips here are oriented. This outside pad, it's down on the bottom, and this little spring here goes on top of this clip like that, and this one goes here on the outside of the caliper to pull it away from the rotor. Just gonna pop the pads out. The inside one is on the opposite side. Place these clips, so our pads came with them. Now we're gonna pull out the slide pins. The top one here does not have a rubber boot on the end. I'm gonna wipe the grease off of these. Pull the rubber out. The same thing with the bottom one. Notice it does have a rubber boot on the end. Take some brake parts cleaner. Clean them out. And if you wanted to change out your rotors, you just have to remove these 2 bolts here on the inside. Get this bracket out of the way, and this will slide off. Now we're going to pop these boots back in. Give that some time to evaporate. Take some caliper grease, put it on these pins. All 4 of these clips are going to be the same, so you don't have to worry about mixing them up. Just going to pop them down over this caliper bracket. Make sure that that's not touching the rotor. You'd hear a high-pitched squeaking if it was. And the outside pad, this spring's going to be on the bottom. This one here is going to go on top of that clip we just put in. You're going to want to put this side in first because you're having to fight that spring a little bit. And it's in. Just like that. The inside pad is going to be on the top, that spring, and it's going to be put in the same way. Now we're going to compress the piston in the caliper. Going to use the old pad in there. You can also do this with a C-clamp. These tools are kind of nice to have. They're quicker. Links down in the description if you want any special parts or supplies that are used in the video. Now we're going to put the slide pins back in, twist them around, spread the grease around. Slide the caliper back on. Turn the wheel back straight. Put the tire back on. Get all your lug nuts started by hand. And we're going to tighten them in a crisscross pattern so that the wheel seats evenly against the hub. And we're going to tighten them to 85 foot-pounds. Pop the hubcap back on. You're going to index it with the valve stem and this cutout here. Raise up the vehicle, remove the jack stand. You're going to do the same thing on the other side. When you're done with that, tighten your brake reservoir lid back up. And before you drive off, you're going to want to pump the brakes. Otherwise, the car won't stop well. And that's it. High five, you did it.